Hi, it's Caitlin Jenkins, the family law vlogger here. It's Sunday the 7th of June and I'm just doing a quick catch-up vlog with my colleague Nigel Shepherd, who joins me today on this vlog, just to talk about no-fault divorce and where we're at with all of that. So Nigel, lovely to see you. The last time we caught up about this was in January 2020, and of course since then we've had COVID-19 and all of the other things that have happened. So where are we at with no-fault divorce and the bill that was going through Parliament at that stage? Where are we at right now?
Okay, Kate, well, when we last spoke in January, it was just starting its journey through the House of Lords where it had been introduced. It went through that, it finished in the Lords. Actually, it finished in the Lords, I think, the day after lockdown was announced, in fact. And then it was introduced into the Commons, which will be the next stage, and tomorrow, Monday the 8th of June, it has its second reading in the House of Commons.
So what do you think is going to happen tomorrow? Is there going to be a big debate? Is it going to be very controversial? What do you think?
Yeah, the second reading is the opportunity to debate it. It's the first opportunity the MPs will have to debate it. So it'll be introduced by the government, which introduced the bill. So that will be, of course, in support of the bill. Then the opposition will have its go. But this has cross-party support. So what you can expect to see is a number of speeches in support of the bill, but you'll also have some quite strong speeches against it. There are still a few people that have concerns about it. So those concerns will be aired, but they're concerns that have been aired over the last couple of decades and longer, really. So I'm not expecting to see anything new in the opposition, and I do expect it to pass the second reading stage tomorrow quite comfortably because the government's got such a big majority and it's supported by the other parties.
Great. So if it passes tomorrow, which we hope it does, if it passes tomorrow, what happens next? What's the timescale and the next steps?
Yeah, the next stage is the committee stage, which is where the bill is examined clause by clause, if you like. You look at the detail of it. I'm not exactly sure whether that's actually going to have an oral hearing. I actually gave evidence the first time it was going through. Last year, I gave evidence at the public bill committee stage. But because we've been through that, it's been through the Lords, we're not entirely sure whether we're going to have that detailed scrutiny again. I mean, there are no amendments of any substance at all being put forward at the moment. It is actually going through pretty uncontested, but we'll just have to wait to see what happens at the committee stage. And
basically it's the same bill that we've talked about previously. We spoke, I think, last summer and then again in January. It's basically the same bill. It's the same sort of provisions that we've talked about previously. It's not changed majorly.
Yeah, it's not changed at all. It's exactly the same bill. It's just that we lost it with the summer recess last year, and then we lost it with the prorogation of Parliament that was declared unlawful, if you recall, in the Supreme Court. And yes. Then it fell because of the general election. And I think I described at the time, it was a bit like that whack-a-mole game where it kept on going down, it popped its head up, and it gets sort of thwacked down again. But this time, really, there shouldn't hopefully be anything to stop it. We may not get it done by the summer. It may be the autumn before it finally gets through. But it will get through. It's really got the support that it needs. So it's going to happen, I'm sure.
So if we have it all passed through Parliament in the autumn, there'll then presumably need to be time to draft regulations and implementation. So when do you think realistically, and I won't hold you to this, Nigel, given the progress of this thus far, but when do you think realistically it may well actually be a law that people can rely on?
I think maybe spring 2021. There's a bit to be done. We've got to get the rules in place, as you say. Everything's set up, you know, the online divorce system adapted to the new changes. So it'll take a little while. There'll be consultation around that. The devil can often be in the detail.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably spring 2021.
Excellent, great. Well, fingers crossed. Thanks ever so much for that update, Nigel. That's great. Let's keep in touch and we can come back to this depending on what happens in the House of Commons tomorrow and thereafter. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye.